Come on, bitch. Come on, bitch. Bring it back. I've been I've been interrupted too many times today. I just gotta shoot out with it or else I'm gonna miss my shot. What's up, you guys? Yes, that's what I was gonna do. Today I'm giving you a little short crystal lesson. I mean, like, I'm not like a gem person. I'm not like a crystal enthusiast, you know what I'm saying? I just have a bunch and I love them, and like I use them every single day. They've helped me with my anxiety, my stress, depression, anything. They really have helped, and I just want to show you some of my favorites and kind of explain what they do, so maybe if you're interested, you go pick up some and change your life. First of all, I know the question is going to be, how do they even work? I'm not going to get too scientific on you, but I will say it works with the energies within our body. Well, we're very connected to the earth, so our chemical energies and that of the crystal that has sat in the earth's crust for so long.
So what I was trying to explain here before I went off on an ADHD tangent is that the crystal has its own form of energy, that working very well with us as it's been in the Earth's crust for such a long time. Its energy, vibrancy, and frequency is just incredible for our bodies physically and mentally. And when we're thrown off balance, whether it's hormonally or just in any sort of way, this crystal will work with our bodies to allow its energy to replace what we are not nourished in currently.
In theory, what I'm trying to explain to you is the Earth's natural surroundings and energies affect us, and when we are affected emotionally, it plays a part on our body physically. If you are using a crystal to get to a better mindset, a higher mindset, or to help aid your anxiety or your depression, whatever it may be, it works with you inside first to get those little chemicals running, going full force that need to be to get you to that state, and then it produces results outward. So, oh my god, this noise is gonna drive me nuts! The first crystal I'm gonna show you, I think I've showed in a lot of videos because it is my favorite. I use it all the time. I even feel great holding it right now. But this is a, I think, cluster amethyst. I don't know if it's geo or cluster or whatever, but basically it's a big chunk of amethyst, and we have that purple color, and like I've told you before, the color can play a major role in how you're feeling and what it does for you. So we know that the color purple is very soothing. It connects to the third eye chakra, as well as a very spiritual color. I like to use purple candles when I need to connect to a higher power or just get in touch with my spirituality, period. What I like to use this piece for specifically, getting comfortable, is I like to use this piece for headaches, and I like to use this piece for ovulation pain. Having a hot flash as we speak, PMS, gotta love it. I like to place this near where I ovulate, obviously by the ovaries. I feel my ovulation pain personally, hormonal thing. I know some people don't experience that. Or if you have a headache or just want to open your third eye, place it right on top and lay down in the sun. Now, why I love the sun, to charge crystals, you could put them in the moonlight or the sunlight for, say, just a few hours. Some people like to do it all night or all day, and others like to do it for a few hours. It's kind of depending on what you need it for and how strong you need it to be. I do this every single day. It's kind of like a phone. Your phone loses charge every single day. You charge it up to get the maximum results. When you keep amethyst though, or any crystal in the sunlight for too long, it is going to lighten. This used to be a much darker purple. Now it is lighter. I personally don't mind. But a thing that a lot of people don't know is a lot of companies who don't really care what kind of crystals you get, or maybe they're tricked by themselves, get a amethyst that is bleached or baked and call it citrine. Now, I'm not complaining because I think it's all about the intention, but if you're a person who specifically want it to be for its purpose, for what it came out of the ground for, then keep an eye out for the clusters that are citrine that really are just baked amethyst. I like to put this in the freezer as well. And that's my main thing, is sometimes I like to use it in the sun, sometimes I like to use it in a cold area. It depends where I'm putting it on my body or what I'm using it for. But this is a huge anti-anxiety helper for me. I have earrings that are amethyst that I wear almost all the time. I think I've taken a lot of pictures in them if you check on my Instagram. If you're someone who likes astral travel, likes to go places in your dream, tap into other people's dreams, and just kind of cruise and be able to control things from a awake perspective, but you're dreaming, I would say this is a perfect crystal for you. You could put this under your pillow or you can hold on to it. I love to hold crystals when I sleep, just like this in my hand. Yeah, I'm scared to wake up sometimes and have it smash on the floor or hit myself in the head with it, but if you're not worried about that, then I'd say go for it. This little trickster here is selenite, aka satin spar. So why I'm saying that, and this looks like it's selenite, you're like, Gianna, like this is just selenite, what are you talking about? Basically, what people don't know is that selenite is a much clearer looking stone. It almost looks like clear quartz. When I tell you it's clear, it looks like the most beautiful water you have ever seen. Yes, it could have some of this milkiness, but it's normally on the outside. Not to say that people who sell these ones aren't selling straight selenite, but this is satin spar. Now, people who would get upset at that and be like, oh my God, I have a ton of these, and blah, blah, blah. They do the same thing, they're just a different form. This is a softer stone. This stone is very fibrous and can crumble underwater. Now, selenite, at least if you get a chunk of it, isn't really going to do that as much. I mean, some crystals just shouldn't be in the water, period, but it's not really gonna crumble. You can see it's beautiful, it's milky. Yes, there are some clear parts, but overall you see the fibrous texture. If you were to feel this, you'd feel that it's soft. This is a miniature tower that I'm showing you, but they all have the same property. So selenite is actually a little extra in cost, and that's why some people get upset when they get the off-brand and they pay so much for it and it's not actual selenite. Since satin spar is still the selenite family and it basically does the same exact thing, I personally don't get upset about this, but I do like to consume real crystals, of course, as anybody would. This basically is a universal crystal, kind of like the clear quartz. This crystal is one that does not have to be charged. I believe there's maybe one other one that doesn't have to be charged, but overall it's this guy. This guy can charge your other crystals to give them back their energy. This is just amazing for everything. I love to use selenite in a lot of healing types of work, and I like to use selenite in trauma. This can make you bawl your eyes out, but this can help bring it to the surface and get it out of you. It's an attractor. It's going to take up all of that energy and fuse it through and bring back positive energy. Black tourmaline. Now, black tourmaline is known as the witch's stone, the witch's crystal, because it is so protective. Now, we know I have a black cat, but in general, the stigma is to have a black cat and bewitch you and whatever. But they're very protective in nature, and that's exactly what this is. Basically, what it does with the black, it is absorbing all of your negative energy, especially anxiety and fears, and it is transmuting it to trap it in here. That's why this one is almost has a need to be cleansed constantly. At first, it's gonna bring up all the anger to the surface. Now that scares a few people, me at first included, but what it's gonna do is pull out all that energy that you have suppressed and allow you to feel it. Whether you cry it out, whether you talk it out, whether you take a nice bath and do self-care to get it off your chest, it is going to literally pull it out of you. And it takes my mind off of intrusive thoughts and just really, if I have bad thoughts or self-doubting thoughts or self-sabotaging types of thoughts, it immediately will make me see the better in things and see the joys in my life and the things I have to look forward to. Now, with this being so protective and almost trapping our demons inside, we do have to cleanse it regularly. With quartz or raw pieces like this, I normally don't do a saltwater bath, which is amazing, and I think people should take them too. I take them maybe once a month, maybe a little bit more than that, depending how I'm feeling emotionally. It really charges you up. It really gets rid of all the crap in your life that is just negative and bringing you down. So instead I'd smoke cleanse this, whether I use Palo Santo or whether I use sage. I like to do this almost every time I'm deeply using this. If it's just in my bag or I'm just holding it for a second, I'm not gonna cleanse it. I'll let it sit in the sun. But other than that, you're going to want to do a deep smoke cleanse. This one happens to be my new baby. This is my Sunstone Palm Stone. The coloring on the stone itself has different purposes. Sometimes if it's more orange in color, it is going to heal you within the chakras that resonate with the orange color, as the chakras are kind of rainbow themed. If it is more red in color, it's going to do more root work. These are simple things that don't mean that it's not more or less sunstone, but just an interesting thing. At least when I buy stones, I like to look for ones that are specific for my purpose with deeper coloring. Whether I want more blue for healing or more red for passion and romantic healing, whatever it may be, it's good to know. So with Sunstone, I got this stone for past life and current life trauma. Now this helps with abandonment issues as well as taking leadership and feeling confident in somebody who lacks that. Now, I am a confident person, but it does help to have something to remind you that you are all you can be and you are always going to be the one there for yourself regardless of if other people are or aren't. And also past life traumas, a lot of people don't realize is that we carry a lot of that into our current life. With karma tied into that, we experience a lot of the lessons that are because of our past life in this current life. And sometimes it's difficult and it's a hard pill to swallow, but you know that it's taking you to the path you're supposed to be. You're paying your debt. With the Sunstone, not only is it super joyous, but it's going to spark that self-love and that leadership in you. If you're going into a business interview or you have to present something at your business or your school, whatever, it's good to have in your pocket or in your locker, whatever you're doing, to give you that extra courage and have your point come across. Now, one effect that I have been feeling 100% from this stone is the joy and the optimism. And I notice on my worst days, whether I'm emotional, I'm on my period, or I'm just healing through something, figuring something out with myself, I hold on to that and fixate it for a specific purpose, and I will see almost immediate results. The tighter I hold my crystals, the more I feel it flow within me and then reflect outwards. And a lot of people like to say, oh, what if it's placebo? And what I think about that is, if it was, who cares? Because the magic through all of this is that if it was a placebo effect, how crazy it is that something from the earth, whatever it may be, but in this case a crystal that you're holding on to, that you are putting so much hope in, changes your perspective internally and externally just because you believed. That's still magic. It doesn't matter if, oh, you can't see anything scientifically. If it helped you, it helped you. That's what I think. So placebo or not, scientifically, I think they're amazing. It helps through relationships. And when I say that, it helps connect relationships in a more mature level. If you're a younger person and you're in love and you plan to be with that person for a long time, it will help structure your relationship. So not that it's stingy and too mature, but that you both come from a clear head when acting on things. Or if you're having a lot of trouble within your relationship communication wise, or just kind of connecting, it will link you guys together like no other in a most comfortable way. There's nothing forceful about it. It's just wanting you to work things out. It wants you to have passion, compassion, and love through your relationships. Now our last one here is a really small one because I'm just dipping into this one. This is a African bloodstone. They all look different, but I'll just show you this one up close. So this stone has a lot of blues and reds through it. It's very healing, very tribal almost. I feel like this is the warrior of stones. It's almost like those back in the day would use it as a talisman, as many other stones, but to just have extreme vitality and health and wealth. And what's cool about this one is if you get it really cold and wet, say you dip it in cold water and you apply it not a doctor here, but I've seen it work. If you apply it to an area where you are bleeding or you're swollen, it will create that clot to need to stop swelling. Of course, this is within, I'm sure, minor cuts or scrapes. I don't see putting a chunk of stone on you as stopping a gigantic scrape or open wound, but I will say whether you cover it with cloth and use it, it will apply the necessary properties to close that up for you, and it is a very, very healing stone. I love bloodstone for connection ancestry-wise, and I love bloodstone for its magical healing properties. Bloodstone is one of those stones that will help you ground if you're having trouble, even if you're anxious and you're having like a distance problem with anxiety. I have that a lot where I find myself drifting off and not even noticing I'm drifting off. And basically this will ground you as much as needed to have you focus on the present and not worry about the future or the past. It will just keep you in what is now and feeling good and getting rid of that negative energy. It's a really good body detoxifier. You don't take it internally, obviously, or don't put this in an elixir or potion or anything. Don't drink it. But this does work very well when just holding it against the body to really get you healthy and all that vitality. I truly believe this is the stone of vitality, other than our sunstone, of course, which is high vitality. This one just dates back so far, and I've seen bloodstone work so well in so many practices. It's really good to use with your workings. If you are doing something a little heavy or a little deeper, shadow work or whatever you may be doing, this will keep you from getting stuck in a psychic attack state or feeling consumed by any spirit, good or bad, if they flow through your body because they like your energy. We don't love that all the time, so this will really keep you protected as an amulet, as a bracelet, as a ring. It will just bring you that life force of grounding and stability and protection. So that's all the stones I have today for my little Crystal 101 class. I didn't go too in depth today with everything just because I didn't want to make this too long and I wanted this to be just a starter. It's merely a show and tell, so I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you in another video, hopefully soon. I hope you have a wonderful day. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next. Bye!